Greetings, Cubs. Welcome and welcome back again. It's time to step into the lion's den. Today I'm going to be doing a reading on Taemin and checking in on him. I know that he has been sort of transferred out of the military and doing more of community service because of high stress and anxiety and depression levels kind of really getting to a very, very bad low point. So I'm going to go ahead and do a reading. This is also paid for reading by one of my Patreon members. I did not ask if she wanted her name up there, but shout out to you. Thank you for your support. I may put it up here after I ask in the editing process, but we'll see. All right. Yeah, let's get started. I brought a few decks out here, and I have no, I don't have any specific order or way I kind of want to tackle this. I just kind of picked out some decks that kind of I felt like would give me some information or some good details, and I plan on just kind of shuffling and collecting the cards here and then reading them. So if you want to fast forward through me shuffling them, I don't usually leave timestamps, but y'all figure it out. In the meantime, I'm going to get into pulling these cards out. I did think about just kind of already shuffling off camera and then kind of unveiling them, but I know a lot of people stopped liking when I did that for some reason. Also, when I pulled these cards out to prepare for Taemin's reading, I already forgot the words that came out. I think it was pressure and it was something else. It was pressure and like it was something else that came out the deck, but of course that was before I started recording, so I put them all back. Alright, so let's get some overall energy of Taemin. I'm going to leave that there. Give me one more, please. Okay. Oh my God, there's a lot. And all of them, I definitely think all of them need to be up here. Okay. Where was the box for this? Okay. Yeah, this is probably going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a long one. It may be a long one. Or it may just seem like it's going to be a long one because there may be a lot of cards. We're going to go ahead and see. All right. I guess, sure. This is a Halloween oracle, so I mean, I'm not sure how useful it'll be with the card that already came out over there. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see. I want to use this one. Give me information on what's going on with Taemin. I'm going to go also what happened in the military. What's going on? What's going on in the military? Okay. Oh. Alright, it's a lot of cards already out, so he's obviously feeling a lot. I'm going to pull, lastly, for now, from these. See something else going on with Taemin. Okay. Yep, and one more. Yep. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Boom, 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 boom. So, this card is the Witch. It says, an earthly weaver of the worlds. I was actually thinking about putting this back because, like I said, the other one, that big oracle is a Halloween oracle. And some of the cards are just kind of more playful, I guess. But what I also get is I do know that SM does deal with sort of other psychics and spiritualists and witch doctors. So I do believe that there was an attempt with Taemin to try to get a spiritualist to help him. But the thing is, I don't know if it helped or if it backfired. So there's that. That's now the first card that came out of my, by the way, this is the Halloween Oracle that I used here, which looks like this. And then I'm also about to go using the Dark Mirror Oracle. Okay, so the first one says alone in the world. So Taemin right now does not feel like he has anyone. Please keep in mind this reading is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. Nothing I say in these videos is true or a fact unless it is proven to be so. Please take it with a grain of salt. Take it as a fan fiction. Take it as just a work of fiction. You know, don't do too much. If you don't like these kind of things, because I'm not sure what kind of topics is going to come up in this reading, especially going into what may have gone down in the military. Please click off this reading now. I'm also going to put some trigger warnings already because, again, I don't know what's going to appear. And yeah, so trigger warning, all of the triggers, okay? All right. The next one is the child I was meant to be. Taemin feels like he was stripped of his childhood, stripped of his youth. Taemin feels like he was forced to be an adult way too soon. Taemin feels very unprotected. He feels very, as this girl is, naked. Like he feels very bare. Like he doesn't feel like he has a form of defense. He feels very defenseless. He feels like anyone can just come in and do whatever they want and just leave him there to kind of suffer the consequences, to suffer mentally, physically, whatever it is. Taemin does not feel safe in any way, shape, or form. And that has proven to be, you know, the case, as I've heard that there are a lot of cases where Taemin has suffered at the hands of, you know, some not very sane people. So he feels like he has lost all of his childhood working from the business, working in the industry from whatever age he was. I think he was like 14, 15, to the age that he is now. I feel like Taemin is also very lost on how to be, like how to be a person, how to like, he doesn't know how to be human in a sense. And I don't mean it in like a way like he has no conscience or anything like that, but in a way of he doesn't know how to properly react to people, how to like excuse me, the proper responses. Like he doesn't know, because he's missed out on his childhood and real life, a lot of real life social developments. There's a lot of confusion there, and I feel like maybe even confusion on Shiny's Taemin and then Lee Taemin as the person. The next one is atonement. Atonement. So my beautiful Patreon cub who or den member really, who purchased this reading, asked, trigger warning please, mentions of Jung-hyun. If there is a form of survivor's guilt, or guilt from that with that atonement, I do feel like he does have a form of guilt. Oh God, a form of guilt, and like, hold on, sorry. This is actually a hard subject for me too. A form of guilt. I'm not gonna go too much into it because I do want to get through the reading. So there is guilt. He does feel like some things that he may go through may be, allegedly he may feel like some things that he's going through is almost a punishment for things. So yeah, we have anger in chains. Taemin has a lot of emotions. He's very upset. He's very angry. But he can't do anything. He feels very stuck. Like I said before, very stuck, helpless, bare. Like I said, anybody can come in and do whatever they want and leave, and he's just that he can't do anything about it. So Taemin feels very tied down and very very alone. We have hiding your true self. I think Taemin definitely is not allowing people to see on the outside. I know he's recently come out and started saying some things, but he's not really allowing people to see how damaged he actually is, like how much he's really suffering. He doesn't want people to see, and I don't think it's very easy for him to let people inside. Even people who are close to him now, like he still doesn't want to let them in. Now, my dead member, my Patreon dead member said, mentioned something about taking 6 to 8 pills before bed. Still not enough to make him sleep. So I don't know anything about him taking pills or medications. I, was unaware of that. I don't know if he does, but I do have the card for addicted that is here. So he has to be very careful with medication that he may be taking, if he is taking any medication. There is a problem with addiction and his medication. So if it's sleeping pills, if it's antidepressants, whatever it is, there is unfortunately an addiction problem that is there. Even if it's not pills, whatever it may be, Taemin is suffering from some form of addiction that needs to be under control. Downcasted pride. Taemin is he's very sensitive. He's very sensitive. He's very sensitive, and it's like he tries to be proud of himself, and I think there's a lot of, I think he tries to tell himself, about his own accomplishments all the time, tries to root for himself and tell himself, I've accomplished so much, I'm here because of, my talents and blah, 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 blah. But I think that there's still people beating down those walls for him, and he's slowly trying to build everything back up brick by brick. And I don't know how well that is working for him. It doesn't look like it's working very well. We have naked before the stars. Like I said, he feels very vulnerable. He feels very exposed. He feels like, it's just, he's just a product. That's what he feels like. He feels like, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, that he's just a product for sale and for use, and then when they're done with him, they just discard him. He feels very casted away, very left alone, very nobody really cares, nobody's understanding what I'm going through, nobody wants to know what we're going through, what I'm going through. It's like that, and he's just and then at the same time, everything is being exposed, and it's a lot of emotions that he has, and a lot of feelings that he has, of course, brought from experience. And then last here we have fated to suffer. Taemin does not see a light at the end of the tunnel. He does not see a bright ending. He feels like this is his fate. That, as it says, fated to suffer. He's not seeing, I don't see him seeing a form of salvation. Is that the word I want to use? I don't think he's seeing a recovery. All right. So I was asking what was going on in the military with Taemin, what's happening. So we have the first card is jealousy, envy, punishment, changing course. I believe I mentioned some things like this in my last Taemin reading. Please go look at my previous Taemin reading. go look at that before you watch this one. I should have said that in the beginning, but please look at my previous Taemin reading before you watch this one, and connect the dots with me. Let's see what's going on. We have ancient, ancestry, Egypt, magical, inheritance. But what I see is, when I saw almost like, for whatever reason, inheritance. Even though won't sound correct, right? But I see it as like people of power and position. People who have been past power. So in the military, there are people who have these privileges. Who have these privileges and connections that have also used that power and that privilege to make things more difficult for Taemin. The next word is ecstasy, yielding, rapture, and bliss. Moving on, we have the death will come, mortal, finite, fragile. Yeah, Taemin had to leave that place. Taemin had to leave that place. It was not a safe space for him in any way, shape, or form. It was not a safe space. That's what I can say. It was not a safe space for Taemin. His breakdown is very, 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 very valid. It's very, very valid. Please do not doubt why what is being done with him being removed. It needed to be done. It absolutely needed to be done. Absolutely needed to be done, because he was very close. It needed to be done. Supernatural. We have inexplicable, miraculous, otherworldly. We have courtesy, thoughtful, polite, good manners, and last, compassion, empathy, sympathy, and kindness. So I do believe there were some people in there who saw and kind of was like, yeah, no, let him leave, give him a safe space to exit. Like, I do think that there were some people in there, some other people who were in power who were like, no, he's got to get out. Like, he's got to go. I'm not sure how this works. But there were some kind people that he met in there. There were some kind people, but just as they were very kind people, they were very not safe people, very envious, jealous people, and people who wanted other things from him. So they removed him for a good reason. Moving on. Inappropriate time. It was not a great time for him to be in the military anyway. We have energy, pain, sacred, psychological assessments, and vibration. Taemin was suffering. It was not a good time for him to be in the military at all. Yeah, his vibration was lowering. Y'all know how to, low vibrational energy, right? Low vibrational energy, okay? It was not positive energy that he was surrounded by. It wasn't good energy, and it wasn't feeding off of his already low mental state. It was not a good place for him to be. There seemed to be that there was some sort of pain or physical pain that he had been going through as well there. We have sacred, but I also sometimes see it as scared. And so we have, I want to say scared, but either way, sacred. There were things that were for him that were probably not honestly respected. We also have psychological assessment, again back to his mental health. It wasn't doing good. He had to go, like, they were constantly, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, taking him to go get evaluated, trying to figure out what's wrong with him, to the point that they're like, nah, you got to go. You got to get up out of here. Or they let him leave, basically. All right. Let's see. Let me see. Was there any more questions? I don't have my Angels Answers deck because I moved it someplace. Yeah, I moved it someplace. Yeah, there's a lot of uncontrollable energy in the military. I believe that when Big Bang, let me know in this information, guys, if you guys remember it. I believe when Big Bang, G-Dragon, and Top were in the military, they were saying too, like, military men would be very invasive. Like, they would come into the hospital bedrooms where he was at, and like every like little safe space that he thought he had, like they would constantly come in there and invade his space. Let me know if that's true, like asking for autographs, wanting attention, wanting to sing, all of that. Let me know what they were, what I guess their accounts were, their testimonies were for what was going on in there, because I see a lot of different types of wild energy that was just around him, and it was not a controlled space. And Taemin, I guess, being as fragile as he may be, as well as being so emotionally fragile, physically and emotionally fragile, needed a safe space, needed room where someone, or there was a form of protection, or someone who could enforce boundaries, and he did not have that. Honestly, the more I'm reading on this and even thinking about some of the things that a lot of other idol celebrities have said, not all, I have read behind the scenes, again, for other people, on other people who were in the military. And, I'm going to be honest, the military is not a safe space for idols. It's not. And I definitely see why a lot of idols avoid it like the plague and really don't want to go. It's really not a safe place at all. At all. I cannot express it enough how unsafe it is for idols to be in the military. At least from what I've seen from the readings that I've done of some of these idols who are in the military. Good. But some of them get a lot of toxic people, a lot of them. But yeah, moving on. We have ennoble your soul and listen to your intuition. Yeah, they knew it was, he had to go. He had to get up out of there. He had to get up out of there, because I promise you, all I can say is I promise you it was the safest route. It was the safest route for him. Him leaving there, or, going into community service, was the safest route for Taemin. Taemin does not need to be in there. Taemin does not need to be in there. Actually, I'm going to end this here, but I want to ask, well, no, I'm going to actually pull some cards and do what's next for Taemin. But I want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts about idols in the military? I want your genuine thoughts and opinions about idols in the military. Do you think that they should do military service? Do you think that they shouldn't do military service? Do you think that they should do military service but be allowed a form of protection? Like, do people think like male Sasang fans don't exist? I mean, well, anyway, last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and I'll move those very. Last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot to see what's next for Taemin and how everything is going to go for him. Okay. All right. One more. So we have the Five of Swords, the Seven of Wands, Death, Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Swords, and the World. I mean, I do see for Taemin things get worse before they get better. But Taemin is going to kind of fight to... He's going to fight for himself. Like, he's going to fight to protect himself. He's going to fight to protect himself. And hopefully, if, you know, him keeping strong... things do get better. He will continuously, probably forever, unfortunately, suffer with very bad anxiety. Just very bad anxiety. But he'll be able to live and move on. You know? Yeah. He needs to... If he can keep strong, he'll be able to make it. Hopefully, I don't know how this whole military thing is going to go. I do think that I just think a quick discharge would be very good for him. Honestly, I really, anyway, I'm going to save my opinions to myself. But yeah, I think that a quick discharge would be good for him, mentally. I feel like just... Oh, wait. No, there was one question I forgot to ask. My Patreon club member asked if there was some sort of quack doctor. It's still a woman. It's this witch. I swear, who is this lady? Or at least she comes to me as a lady. She's not doing a good job at all. There's also a man. He probably sees multiple doctors. Yeah. So it's like, I think he sees multiple doctors. Two of them are really only there for the financial gain of it, okay? And they're going to defend that, you know, for their life. They're going to sit there and basically defend whatever they do with their life, even though they know that it's not working out for Taemin. We have the Tower here, so we have the Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Tower, King of Wands, and Knight of Pentacles. So he may have multiple doctors or multiple people that he's seeing. I feel like this King of Wands, so there may be one doctor who actually is constantly trying to find new ways for Taemin to be kind of to find a form of healing, or like coming up with new ideas to give him a safe space. Like, there is one doctor or person around him who is constantly trying to find different ways to make things work for him. But the others are really just there for a check. Especially this woman. Yeah. Also, is SM's new, not new, I don't know who is SM's CEO a woman? Because this could be just a businesswoman who is just defending their actions and choices of what they're doing with their idols as well. But I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I love you all so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really, really appreciate you thumbs upping the video. Check out my Patreon if you would like to purchase a reading for your favorite idol or celebrity or group. That's how this one is done. I appreciate the love and support. Thank you so much, Cubs, for stepping in the lion's den with me. And I'll see you guys again next time.